My name is Givan. This is my demonstration presentation for CIS 110. And I'm going to be teaching you guys how to set up a Lincoln Electric multi-process MP210 welder. So this is a multi-process welder. I'm a welder by trade, and this is the machine that I personally use. Right now it's configured to the MIG setup, which stands for metal inert gas. Normally, we would have a canister of a type of shielding gas, usually argon with some kind of carbon dioxide mixture. But right now, I have it set up to what's called flux core. So the shielding gas is inside of the wire that feeds through this cable from the machine. But first, in order to get that set up, first we need to connect it to some power. So we're going to go ahead and tilt this on its side to show how to insert the wire later. But first, we need to have our welder hooked up to a power source. So it's just this cable, and then we plug it in the back, to which we can now turn it on. And it takes a little bit of time to warm up. I'll move it back here a little bit. Once it starts making that whirring noise, you know it's turned on. And now we can actually feed our wire through. So first, open up this access panel, and you can see right here, this is where the wire feeds from. It's just this coil right here. So in order to feed it through, first we need to get a little pair of pliers. These are affectionately known as welpers. Stands for welder helpers. And first we need to feed it through these little gears right here, and these are called the drive rollers. Alright, so I've gone ahead and sped up that process, so we've already fed through our wire through the tip of our gun here because it takes a really long time. So you can see it's slowly pulling out, and we can just clip off the excess. We're going to just let that drop. So, now that we have our wire fed through, we can now close this gate, and we don't really need it, but since I know what we're going to be doing, but if at any point you need to know what you should be running your machine at for the particular thickness of the metal you're using, there is a very helpful chart right here, but we don't need that. So, now that that's all good and done, turn this back over. Now, the last thing we need to do setup-wise is connect our grounding cable. So, this grounding cable, the way we have this set up, is going to be under the positive diode rather than the negative diode. That's just the way that flux core works. And right here on this screen, it has what we are using our heat and wire feed controls. So just in order to test this out, we're going to set it at 17 volts, and we're going to set our wire feed speed at about 200, more like 175 IPM, and IPM stands for inches per minute, which is the speed that the wire is going to come out of the gun. So, as far as personal protective gear goes, you should have long denim pants and a hoodie such as this one, or anything cotton works, so this would be acceptable. You do need a welding helmet, but since we're just testing out, we don't really need that. So what we're going to do is connect our ground clamp to our work surface right here, and we're just going to fire it up just to make sure everything's connected right. And make sure everything is plugged in right, of course. And as you can see, we have a full circuit.